Namaskar, I Ashok Kumar welcome you all to Uday India Digital. Today I will tell you about all the cover stories of Uday India in the year 2023. The first cover story of 2023 was on Beware of Population Bomb. The next cover story of Uday India, both English and Hindi edition, was on Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra, whether it was a projection or rejection. The cover story of Uday India, both English and Hindi, was on how narratives and trends are set by pseudo-secularist Bollywood and political leaders to denigrate Hinduism and to hurt Hindus. Next cover story was on India's growing air power and quantum leap in defense exports. Next cover story on Uday India, both in English and Hindi editions, was on India discovered large lithium reserves around 5.9 million ton in Jammu region and how it would propel the growth of the country. Next cover story in both Uday India's Hindi and English editions was on deteriorating law and order situation in Punjab, like the emergence of Amritpal Singh. The Prime Minister of Australia recently visited India. Against this backdrop, next week's cover story in Uday India was on how India's and Australia's economic, diplomatic and political relations are improving. Next cover story in Uday India was on why and how are separatist elements such as Islamic radicals and Khalistani rising in the UK, Canada and the US and Australia. Next cover story in Uday India, both Hindi and English editions, was on removal of Mughal history chapters from NCERT books. Next cover story in English and Hindi edition of Uday India was on decoding Karnataka Assembly elections. Next cover story in Uday India was on 25 years of Pokhran 2, India's nuclear odyssey. Next cover story in both English and Hindi editions of Uday India was on New Parliament, a marvel of engineering and democratic representation and politics by opposition parties on this issue. Next cover story in both English and Hindi editions of Uday India was on three rails accident in Odisha and whether it was a designed accident or not. Next cover story in Uday India, both English and Hindi editions, was on PM Modi's US visit and how it will benefit India. Next cover story in Uday India weekly, both in English and Hindi editions, was on why is France burning. Next cover story, both in English and Hindi editions, was on let the nation know truth about Manipur violence. Next cover story was on against the backdrop of Mewat Nuh violence, why are Hindus repeatedly attacked. Next cover story in both Hindi and English editions was on Chandrayaan 3 creates history, the challenges faced and how it would benefit India and the world. The next cover story for both Hindi and English editions was on against the backdrop of recent debate on Sanatan Dharma, the relevance of Sanatan Dharma. The next story in Uday India, both Hindi and English editions, was on how Indian Air Force is flying high in self-reliance, indigenization, make in India, etc. under the leadership of PM Narendra Modi and Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh. Next cover story in Uday India magazine, both English and Hindi editions, was on caste census and its implications. Next cover story in Uday India magazine, both English and Hindi editions, was on assembly elections in 5 states, what is the mood of voters. Next cover story in Uday India was on deteriorating air pollution in Delhi NCR due to stubble burning. Next cover story is on Vasundhara Gehlot in Rajasthan, still Modi mania is prevalent in assembly elections. Next cover story in Uday India, both English and Hindi editions, was on analysis of election results in 5 states and the role of good governance. Next cover story in Uday India, both Hindi and English editions, is on BJP has brought 3 new faces as CM in Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. So what the new faces and new hopes? With this, I wrap up this edition.